back to another weekly Monday Game News Live. I really have to think of a name for this live, but as of right now, we just call it Weekly Monday Game News Live. Okay, right. Um, if you're new here, because I know some people watch this later, I'm AK, and every Monday I like to talk about game news, and I love to chat with you guys and hear your opinions and stuff like that. So as always, if you have an opinion, definitely leave it in the chat or in the comments if you're watching later. Like I said, I like to talk to you guys, so as long as it's respectful, um, we can be friends. As always, what games are you guys playing? I started a new game within this last couple weeks. I know I was in here last week. Kind of took a bit of a vacation, but within the last few weeks, I started Expedition 33, and it's really surprising me how much I like this game. Because I'm not really usually into like turn-based type games and stuff like that. But this was really surprising me. It has a really good story, and if you are thinking about getting into turn-based, I would highly recommend starting with this one, especially if you're usually into like story-based games. I think this is a really good segue into turn-based games, because honestly, after playing this game, it kind of makes me want to try more games out like this. So yeah, really good game. Highly recommend trying it out. We have a little bit of news today, but mostly I want to watch the Ghost of Yotei State of Play. If you don't know, PlayStation, I believe it was Thursday. It was the 10th, so I think that was Thursday. They had a whole State of Play pretty much directly focusing on Ghost of Yotei and like the deep dive with that game and stuff like that. So I did want to cover that a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and then we have a little bit of news to go along with that. So yes, let's get into the first little bit of news we have here. So this is actually something that we've been talking about a little bit on my channel, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this because this was a big talking point for me when it came to the Rogue Xbox Ally, like little partnership that they have going on. Yeah, we love Ghost of Yotei. Yeah, I'm excited to see what's coming out with that. But so apparently the Xbox and Rogue Ally prices have been leaked. So let's see what they're talking about with this, because it's definitely funny, and I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about it. Recently it was discovered that Asus Rogue Xbox Ally price points might have been leaked by none other than Asus itself, which is crazy. In a screenshot that surfaced on social media, store listings were revealed through Google that may have uncovered the price for both Asus Rogue Ally and Asus Rogue Ally X. And while I'm reading this, I'd love, if you guys have any opinions about this, let me know, because I would love to know how you guys feel about this new collab going on. The prices are higher than we expected if they're accurate. So how much will the Rogue Xbox Ally cost? If the report recently published by 3D Jagos is accurate, the Asus Rogue Ally range could be about to break some banks. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be breaking my bank, but in a screenshot grabbed from a local Google search, it was suggested that the price points will work as follows. And this is in euros. So Asus Rogue Xbox Ally X is 899 euros. Asus Rogue Ally or Asus Rogue Xbox Ally will just be 599 euros. The prices were in euros because of the localization aspects, given that 3D Dragos is a Spanish website. Let's assume that the price from the Rogue Xbox Ally will be subject to conversion. That could mean that the Asus Rogue Xbox Ally, oh my gosh, these are tongue twisters, X will cost just north of USD 1,000 and Canadian dollars 1,400. It's a price tag of around BP 800 and AUD 1600. So yeah, that is a pretty penny. And like I talked about before on my live stream with this specific like Xbox collab and stuff like that, I just think you would have to really like Xbox to pay this much for this. Only, and I only say that because the Steam Deck is already very, very well established, and honestly, $1,000 is more than a Steam Deck. So I don't know. I feel like you're gonna want to want this pretty bad, like, because it has yet to prove itself. You know, and I'm curious now too. What's the price of the regular, like Asus Rogue Ally? Is that about the same? No, it's not. Let's see. So let's just do like, I'm trying to see what the difference is. I guess this is the string. Let's just see what it is on Best Buy. Okay, so I'm assuming this is the nicer one, and it's $650, right? And then, okay, but it's on clearance for $369 open box, which I don't know. I guess depending on the condition, isn't terrible. But honestly, this is kind of what I was expecting the new one to be. Maybe like a little higher, like maybe 400 or so. I'm surprised. I don't think they're gonna push it to 1,000. That'd be actually crazy if they push it that much. I feel like they'd be really testing their luck, especially considering that Xbox is already kind of like not so hardware focused right now. They're very like game streaming focused and stuff like that. So I don't know. Definitely kind of, I don't know where they're going with that. I can't see it being that much. All right. On to the next little bit of news here. This is something I kind of wanted to talk about because, yeah, I don't see it going high. Yeah, I don't know. I'd be really surprised if it got higher than that. Yeah, so this next thing. Now, I've talked about Neil Druckman a good amount on my channel. I don't want to say I have some beef with him, but like, I feel like sometimes the way he moves about things is just kind of like crazy to me. Cause he always just like goes back and forward about like with some stuff that he like says and stuff like that. Like specifically with The Last of Us. Let me put it back in my face. Specifically with The Last of Us, he's always like, oh, like the game doesn't need a third game, but you never know. Like he's always just so fishy. Like just pick a side. He's always like, oh, the game could end here. We don't know if we're gonna do another one. What else does he say? Like he's always in interviews, just like, I don't know. If you know, you know. That's all I gotta say. He's just always back and forth, and it really just ticks me off because, like I've said before, if you played The Last of Us, the first or the second game or both of them or whatever, you should know that I don't think the story can end where it is right now. And I'm not gonna give any like spoilers or anything. I mean, I guess it could end, but it gives like no conclusion to anything. So for him to like just keep tossing around that like, oh, it's gonna be the end of the series. Oh, it's not, like I feel like he's just kind of dangling. What's that saying called when you like you have a fish hook in front of somebody and they're like chasing something, like they're kind of like baiting us or whatever. That's what it reminds me of. Like I feel like he just wants us to like chase and be like, no, we need it. It's like, don't make me mad. Like it's kind of annoying. I had a feeling it wasn't gonna be much longer. How it talks about The Last of Us. It's way too early to end the series. Yeah, and honestly, well, you know, I have a little bit of thoughts. Let's read this, and then I do have some thoughts on the whole like HBO series and stuff like that. So Naughty Dog chief Neil Druckmann to step away from HBO's The Last of Us ahead of season 3 to focus on game development. So this is what he has said. To Naughty Dog community, we wanted to let you know that Studio Neil Druckman delivered the following message to his team this morning, or to our team. I've made the difficult decision to step away from my creative involvement in The Last of Us on HBO. With work completed on season 2 and before any meaningful work starts on season 3, now is the right time for me to make the transition. My complete focus to Naughty Dog and its future projects, including writing and directing, and our exciting next game, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. And I wonder how far they are into that game. Yeah, along with my responsibilities as studio head and head of creative. Co-creating the show has been a career highlight. It's been an honor to work alongside Craig Mazin to execute. Oh my gosh, to execute and produce, direct, and write on the last 2 seasons. I'm deeply thankful for the thoughtful approach and dedication the talent, cast, and crew took to adapting The Last of Us Part 1 and continuing adaptation of The Last of Us Part 2. So he's stepping away from that. It's kind of interesting because I noticed he steps away when the review starts to decline, because the second season of The Last of Us on HBO are very mixed compared to the first one. So he's kind of like, nah, I'm done, you know? It's just kind of funny he's stepping away. I honestly think, though, it's going to start declining even more when he steps away. But I also heard, too, that he stepped away because they wanted to make some, changes to the story that, he didn't approve and stuff. So it's getting kind of messy. He did the exact same thing with Uncharted. Yeah, he's just, I don't want to say he gets on my nerves, I really don't, but it's just, he's so back and forth. He's dangling the carrot or whatever. Yeah, no, that's exactly what he's doing. I mean, if his dream is working on games, I think it is right for him to go back to doing what he's good at and stuff like that. But I honestly feel like he's just leaving because I don't think he's seeing much success with it, and I do think people shouldn't spread themselves too thin. So if he really thinks that it's gonna be better for him in the long run, I think it's good. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see, right? But honestly, I haven't even watched the second season yet of The Last of Us. But I don't think I will buy it right now, though, because apparently they only so if you know The Last of Us, it's a pretty big game, and it's split in 2 sections. It's split with Ellie and it's split with Abby. So I think they only released the Ellie part, and then the next one they're gonna release the Abby part. So if I'm gonna watch it, I'd rather just have it all, and then I don't have to buy it twice. Yeah, I mean, pretty much, yeah, he's pretty much leaving because it's not working for him. Whether that's stress, he's not getting enough money for it, and I honestly think he just doesn't want his name on something that's not completely his, because that's what I've been hearing. I think other people are trying to dip their hand in the pot too much. So yeah, I don't know. Hopefully it's still good, though. I mean, like I said, I've been hearing mixed reviews about it. Alright, has anybody played Anthem? If you watched my last video, not my last live, but my last video that I made, I actually made a whole little essay about live service games and how they have pretty much been pretty bad, to say the least. But Anthem was one of the games that I honestly didn't even know they haven't shut down, because I know a lot of people were saying that they didn't like it that much. But now, I guess Anthem is shutting down, but in January, so that's still pretty far away. So if you did play the game, you still have a little bit of time. But I know this game has been on the decline for a good amount. So EA has announced it will shut down BioWare's Anthem on January 12, 2026, because Anthem's only content is online. This means the game will be unplayable after that date. Premium in-game currency will stop being sold today, July 3rd, though existing balances will still be able to be used until Anthem shuts down. The game will be removed from EA Play on August 15th, 2025, but will still be available for download if it's already in your library until it officially shuts down. EA is another company that I feel like is going downhill. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts about it because honestly, like, what's the last really good game EA put out? And they keep shutting studios down as well. Well, I guess, okay, I'll take that back. Split Fiction was an EA game, wasn't it? I think so. And that did really well. Yeah, Split Fiction was an EA game. And then they always come out with like Madden, stuff like that, like sports games and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know. It just seems like a reoccurring pattern at this point for EA. It seems like they're like not really doing too hot right now. But I guess they did put out Split Fiction. But I've heard of them shutting down other games as well. So yeah, we don't have to read all this, but yeah, Anthem is shutting down. It was one of those like live service games though, and live service games just has not been doing too hot in general, as I talked about in my last video. It's really rare for one of the newer ones to pop off, but I guess this game actually came out February 2019, so a little late on the bandwagon. I feel like when those games first started coming out was like a few years earlier, like 2016 ish. I feel like that's when the era like first started, so they were a little late to the bandwagon, but I guess they couldn't stay. But I think if they've been out since 2019, I think they had still a pretty good run. Yeah, I've never played Anthem, but I have seen people play it. EA and Ubisoft are some of the worst studios in the industry in terms of decisions they make. Yeah, I totally get you. Split Fiction is awesome, and I was playing it by myself, and I've been enjoying it. Oh, how is it playing by yourself? I've never heard of anybody playing it by themselves. I didn't even know that was an option. But yeah, I know Split Fiction did do really good, so I had to take my statement back. And yeah, when I think of EA, it also made me think of Ubisoft, because there's something about not EA, but like Ubisoft games, they always have like a lot of hype to them, and then it just kind of falls flat. Because even when I'm thinking of Assassin's Creed Shadows, had a lot of hype. The game wasn't bad, but I think it was just something that like we've seen before, so it didn't like stick with a lot of people. And it's just like not memorable, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's kind of starting to get that same way with EA a little bit. They did break the what's it called? They did break the tradition with Split Fiction, and I guess you could say with It Takes Two. Yeah, because the rest of it, here, I'll put this on here. Because a lot of their other games are just like sports, and then a lot of the Sims expansion packs. I didn't know they were kind of partnered with this. I know they didn't make this. They must have like produced it or something. But I didn't know they had involvement with this game, Tales of Kenzra. They have a lot of games. It just seems like they haven't been as in the know recently. No, yeah, 100%. Ubisoft's back catalog is goated compared to now. Because even like Far Cry, like I honestly feel like they've given up on Far Cry. And I used to love that game. I loved Far Cry. But the newest one, they could have kept that. Far Cry 6, they could have kept it. I don't think I've ever heard one person say they like Far Cry 6. My favorite was 4. I really liked Far Cry 4. I liked 5, but I don't think I like loved 5. But I did like the idea of it, like the idea of like this cult. But yeah, they could have kept 6, and it was sad because I was so excited for 6 to come out. Talking about Ubisoft, I bought Assassin's Creed Mirage Monday night, at 6:48 p.m. Yeah, I played a little bit of Mirage. I don't think I finished it though. You have to let me know you like it. Far Cry and Watch Dogs was my favorite series for them. I played a little bit of Watch Dogs, but I never really like fully got into it. I don't know why. I like the concept of it, and I do think it's a good game, but for some reason, like, I just couldn't get into it. But Far Cry, I love Far Cry. Alright. Let's get into this Ghost of Yotei State of Play, because I'm really interested. I wanted to save it for this live. I don't know why at first I thought it was like an hour, and then I checked back and it was just like 20 minutes. So let's see what they have to say. I always find it really interesting when they do whole like state of plays, or like how the Nintendo does like Nintendo Directs just based on one game, because they just think it's going to be so huge, because they didn't say anything in the last state of play for Ghost of Yotei, and that was like what, a few weeks ago they did a state of play. Or no, they did say so. It was like a little snippet of Ghost of Yotei, and I really thought they were going to say more. But it must have been because they were going to do their own like little state of play for this. Because remember, if you guys were watching, remember when they were like literally talking about, what was it, like some fighting game for like the longest time? And they were like going in like so many details about this game that like nobody cared about. And they had like a whole like dramatic sequence going on and stuff like that. It was crazy. I'm like, nobody wants to listen to this. That actually did kind of make me a little irritated because nobody cared about it. But hey. But anyways, let's get into this. Let's see what they have to say. Well, I don't think like the last state of play was terrible, but it definitely could have been better. Like especially that last little bit. Let's see what they have to say now.
Hello everyone, this is Jason Connell and Nate Fox from Sucker Punch Productions. Ghost of Tsushima was an honor to be a part of. And today, Nate and I get to share more about our next game, Ghost of Yotei. We'll be sharing how we've crafted the game around exploration while keeping Atsu's tale of vengeance front and center. We'll also talk about ghost combat and how it's evolved. And we'll introduce for the first time some new special modes of play. But let's start things off first by talking about a Japanese folk legend, the Onryo.
The people of Ezo believe Atsu is an Onryo.
I do want to say, Sucker Punch is a really good studio. But I do feel like you have a good point, Tay, when you're talking about like they focus on one game, because I do think that is a trend where they focus on one game and then it's like no other good games, right? But because then I have been keeping my eye on like indie games too, but it's like no, they do put a lot of their focus on these bigger games.
Wrathful ghost bent on revenge. And they're half right. Atsu doesn't care if she lives or dies, so long as she can punish the Yotei Six, a ruthless gang who slaughtered her family.
Bro, that's just like Shadows.
After 16 years in the South, she's returned home to put their spirits to rest. It's warm memories of her family that propel her forward. When Atsu returns to her childhood home, with the push of a button, you can experience those cherished times.
So you could do that in real time? That'd be interesting.
By giving you the freedom to explore Atsu's past, the wound of her loss becomes personal. It's that pain that pushes her forward. Hunting down the Yotei
No, yeah, that's what I was just saying.
Is
like
a near impossible task. She'll face 1,000 blades.
Exactly, Assassin's Creed Shadows. That's the same plot.
And with each victory,
I do miss Crash and
the
Spyro.
ghost story
Well,
around her
Spyro
grows.
I'll probably still play this game because I really like the last one, but it's the same plot as Assassin's Creed Shadows, so it's kind of annoying.
Ghost of Yotei focuses on player freedom more than any game Sucker Punch has ever made. But it's also a game that, at its heart, is inspired
Yeah.
by so many of our favorite wandering samurai films. So let's start off by talking about exploration at the edge of Japan.
I just really loved
We
the
all have
gameplay
different
in the
playstyles,
last
so we
game.
set out
Like,
to
that
make
made
an
me come
open world
back.
game that lets you drive your own experiences. Whether that's your curiosity to wonder, your thirst for combat, or a deep desire to stay focused on the story. As you explore, there's an underlying clue system that invites you to new adventures in new areas of the game that could be appealing to you.
But it
If
just
you
sucks because
interrogate
I'm
an enemy, choosing to ask about the Oni, you could uncover a landscape scarred by fire with more bold samurai-like enemies to fight and abilities for Atsu to
I'm
learn.
such like a
Or
story-driven
you ask about the
player.
Kitsune, might lead you to an area filled with
That's
snow,
what, like,
deception,
gets me
enemies
stuck
that
on the
ambush
game, you know?
and new ninja-like tactics to study.
That's why I've been really liking
Atsu
Exhibition
draws cards
33.
for each clue to keep track of all available adventures. The more you play, the more the game unfolds for you. As she makes progress against the Yotei 6, her legend as the on-rail grows.
It's her.
Bounty will go
I
up,
agree, Tay.
drawing the attention of deadlier foes.
I do want to see some gameplay though.
Are you lost?
I'm looking for some old friends. The Yotei 6.
Show her the door.
There is a hefty price on Atsu's head. Now, Atsu can also hunt down her own bounties that bring her all around the land. This is a lucrative way to make some money to fuel her vengeance quest.
You're not off plan, Eguchi. You're here for my bounty.
One of the things I really liked about the last game, was like the use of like stances and stuff.
Hidden in the world are altars of reflection. Finding one inspires Atsu and unlocks a new ability to help her on the journey ahead. They are fun to find on their own, but for a quicker route, you can always buy a traveler's map from the cartographer.
That's one thing I kind of want to talk about too, is like how much games have been relying on like cinematics instead of actual fun and actual gameplay. I do think this is a good example because it is a really nice looking game, but like for some reason, well, I don't know if this is gonna lack gameplay or not, but a lot of games do where it's really, really nice visually and then it's just not fun, you know. I like story-driven games too, and one of my favorite story-driven games is Silent Hill 2 Remake. That's a good game. That's a good pick.
Ghost of Yotei isn't going to rush you through anything. You can choose what motivates you
The
most.
DLC. I mean, yeah.
But we think the best way to play is to simply pull out your spyglass, find something interesting on the horizon, and enjoy the ride.
That's right.
It's like at this point, like, what's gonna impress us, you know? Because it's like we have seen this already.
The lands
Like a
around
lot of
Yotei
this.
are fast. It's not about checking it all off, it's about engaging in the content that gets you excited. Embrace that curiosity and
I
let
think
the
that's the
wind
hard
guide
part
you
with
on your hunt.
I think that's the hard part with sequels, though.
Ezo is a dangerous place. Atsu always wields a weapon. As for which, that's up to you. Will you choose a katana, spear, a surigama, odachi, or dual swords? Each is uniquely effective against a particular enemy and has their own set of upgrades to discover and master.
And psycho banners.
Let's see how she uses these weapons in the field, searching for leads on Lord Saito.
Sucker Punch needs to be bring back Sly Cooper.
From our soil. The soldiers needed more. To
But
free.
everybody has outgrown the cartoonish styled gaming, which I think they need to bring back. They can still be really good.
Atsu's no samurai or ninja. No, she's a lone wolf mercenary who'll use every advantage, every dirty trick to win a fight.
Yeah. So that's like the thing. That's what I was saying. I think I posted a
Combat
TikTok
has the
of this.
feel of a classic samurai movie.
Like, with games that put out multiple games, what makes it different enough to like still be interesting, but like keep it the same to where it's still the same game? I feel like that's just the hard part about sequels, because like, true, like I feel like this could easily be a DLC, but what makes it different enough to make it its own game? You know? Yes, Ghost of Yotei. Yotei is a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. So yeah, I think that game came out in like 2019 or 2020 or something.
Every motion counts. It's about lethal precision.
2020. So they didn't make us wait too long. Some games make us wait 10, 11 years.
An enemy swings hard, Atsu can lose her weapon. But if she's quick, she can disarm them. Choose the right weapon for the job. To fight a massive enemy, her huge Odachi blade is best.
So the gameplay kind of looks similar so far.
He looks like the one in charge.
Tonight, we feast.
Jeez.
Blades are great.
See,
but
I
ranged
like
weapons
that.
work too.
That's
and
very,
Atsu's got an arsenal.
very clean, very smooth. That's what I liked about the last game.
Bounty hunter. A ghost.
Their own weapons like kunai, bombs, or even blinding powder can give Atsu an edge. When enemies switch weapons,
Right.
you have to adapt. Dual
GTA
swords are
Kaka.
best against spears.
No more.
Tell me what you know about Saito.
Atsu doesn't always fight alone. She'll meet several allies on her hunt, including a mysterious wolf.
I know this was a big thing too. I want to see more gameplay with the wolf.
Atsu can set up camp under the stars of Ezo. But she's not always alone.
Hey friend, share your fire with a traveling peddler?
What are you selling?
A mask said to be cursed with the unpredictable nature of its previous owner.
Camping under the stars is a great way to rest up, play your shamisen, or cook to ready for a fight ahead.
That's new.
It's also designed to help bring important characters and upgrades straight to you. In fact, in place of the journal menu from Ghost of Tsushima, we've opted for a more character-driven way of managing allies and vendors you meet in Ezo.
That's new.
Over time, Atsu grows to have her own wolf pack. Here, you can keep track of when a sensei might have a weapon skill for you, or when a vendor has something unique to sell. Managing upgrades, resources, when to buy what, can be a burden in a big open-world game. At campsites, members of your wolf pack can catch up with you, offering upgrades and unique items. This helps ensure you have every opportunity to upgrade and prepare for Atsu's vengeance quest ahead. You don't have to leave where you're exploring, the game comes to you.
While exploring Ezo, you'll discover all sorts of new armor, charms, and gear. Perfect for building up.
Quick pause real quick. Matthew, you have a good point, because Jack and Dexter was one of my favorite games, the first one. But the second one was so much different to the first one. So that is a really good point. And it does kind of speak to my point of how sequels, like when sequels are too different, people don't like it, but then you want it different enough to where it's like not just like the first game. Also, Jak 2 Renegade is number one my favorite Jak and Dexter game of all time. I do still like the rest of the Jak and Dexters, but the first one will always have my heart. I love the first Jak and Dexter. Never mind. I thought they were gonna do something with the start, like Ubisoft did at Assassin's Creed Origins. Oh yeah.
Atsu around your chosen playstyle. Are you stealth, ranged, or melee focused? Find and combine the pieces that are just right for you. And of course, Customize the look of your armor and weapons to make sure that your version of
It's always so funny when they like give this
course.
illusion of like, oh, you have so many different outfits, but like, y'all, come on. Like, it's just the same outfit in different colors. I feel like a lot of games do that, where it's like, oh, you have all these outfits, but then it's literally just the same outfit in different colors. I don't know why they make it like an illusion. Sometimes games do that though, where they actually give you like good options for different clothes. I don't know. That's just my opinion though. It's just funny.
Customize the look of your armor and weapons to make sure that your version of Atsu looks and fights just the way you want.
Okay, I can see this. But I'm assuming those are just like as you get stronger in the game, because that's usually how it is. Right, it's the same outfit.
The score of Ghost of Yotei is incredibly special to us. Our amazing composer, Toma Otoa, has created a mashup of Eastern instrumentation with Western flavors, brought
Hey,
to
and they're
life
breaking
through an
it down.
exciting collaboration of many talented artists.
でこうダウンビートまで
Now that I think
You
about
like
it,
what you heard, we're releasing 2 tracks featured in today's State of
the first game really did have like some memorable music. Like I feel like if I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's from like Ghost of Tsushima.
Play on your favorite streaming service immediately after the show.
Little Big Planet did have a lot of outfits.
The digital photography community for Ghost of Tsushima is incredible. We're happy to have photo mode back in Ghost of Yotei and look forward to seeing photos from your journey.
Guys, if you're
across
real
the-
ones, I used to do a lot of virtual photography on my Instagram. Follow me _AKGames_. But I don't do it as much.
We want playing through Ghost of Yotei to feel like stepping inside of your favorite classic samurai films. So, from the beginning of the game, we're happy to offer full Japanese voice track with full lip sync that you can play with subtitles.
誰だってね
Are you guys sub or dub? Because I'm definitely dub, sorry.
生きてたか
狼の姫一人残らず息の根止めたと思った
Yeah, they're not talked about enough. Because some actually do have a lot of good music in them.
To take the feeling of stepping into a classic samurai cinema experience one step further, we are honored to once again partner with acclaimed director Akira Kurosawa's estate for Kurosawa Mode, which emulates his classic black and white films.
I definitely say you should buy the game. It's really good.
For Ghost of Yotei, we wanted to celebrate 2 other influential directors who have had an impact on the genre as a whole. First, we've partnered with Takeshi Miike, director of 13 Assassins, for a mode that puts the camera closer during combat for a more intense,
Oh, I love
raw
the
experience,
combat in
along
these
with
games.
increased mud and blood splatter. And lastly, we've partnered with the director of Samurai Champloo, Shinichiro Watanabe.
Why didn't we get anything of
Turn
what
this
the
mode
wolf
on to
actually
listen to some
does?
original lo-fi tracks directed by Watanabe himself.
I mean, I'm assuming he's just like gonna fight, but it's like we could have saw something.
There's so many ways to make your Ghost of Yotei playthrough your own. But no matter how you play, here's one way to experience Ghost of Yotei that is sure to be special.
Okay, show us something. Oh. No, if you scroll down on my Instagram, I used to do it a lot. I haven't done it in a while. How do
Today,
you guys
you've got a
like these,
glimpse.
I mean, these are kind of cute, I guess, but it's like, realistically, I feel like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I just think they're nice, but I feel like if you already have a PS5, like, it's no point in like going out to buy them. But a lot of the times they also sell just like decals you can put on your PlayStation if you really want it. The controllers are kind of nice. Sorry, they kind of look like chicken scratch, like it's just scribbles on there. Like it's just like scribbles. That's kind of what it looks like. But I don't think it looks bad. It just kind of looks like scribbles. I heard they were trying to make a movie. They're trying to make a movie of everything.
Today,
nowadays.
you've got a glimpse into Atsu's hunt for the Yotei 6. Forge your own path while discovering the secrets of Ezo. To survive, you'll need to master a variety of weapons, using lethal precision to overcome the odds and take revenge as the Onryo. Ghost of Yotei comes out on October 2nd. Thank you so much for watching.
Guys, is it just me or did we learn barely anything from that? I feel like the only thing we really learned, like new, I guess, was that whole camp situation. I don't think we really got anything, like they didn't show, I mean, I guess if anything they showed us the combat, but it just looks the same as the last game. I feel like we didn't, they didn't tell us anything. Like I really wanted to see, like more with the wolf or whatever. But they're like, oh, you have this, but we're not going to show you any. Like, don't make me mad. Come on. I'm glad I sped this up. I wonder if the Ghost of Yotei controllers will be able to be bought on their own because they look awesome. I think they might be because I remember they did the same thing for, what's that game called? Astrobot. And you could definitely buy the Astrobot controller separately. So I think you can. But yeah, that was actually crazy. They could have kept it. Yeah, because like 20 minutes I was thinking, okay, we're gonna get like a good like little bit of information. Hopefully like there's something like we can go off of. But they didn't give us anything. So I'm kind of ticked about that. They didn't really give us anything. I learned nothing really. Yeah, and he was kind of talking like kind of slow too. It almost seemed like they were trying to fill up some time. But yeah, kind of sad. But are you guys? I'm curious. Are you guys gonna buy the game? I'm assuming it's still gonna be coming out at the regular price. I don't think they announced the price though. Let me see. It's probably gonna be like $80 though. Yeah, $79.90. Or wait, according to PlayStation Blog, $69.99. Here, I can show you guys. Ghost of Yotei comes to PlayStation 5 on October 2nd. Yeah. This is what that is gonna look like. And I think we already briefly talked about like what's gonna be on the collector's edition. Yeah, because we were kind of talking about how like it's kind of all the same stuff in the collector's editions and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess it comes out October 2nd for $69.99. I think, I'm not sure yet. I'm not 100% sold on this game. But I also don't think I want to not buy it, if that makes sense. They were trying to drag it. No, I'm not. I played Ghost, and this is exactly like it, so I'm good. It is exactly like it, but I also really like the last game, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna still keep an eye on it. I really wish that they showed more, especially for this to be a 20-minute state of play, like just for it by itself. I kind of wish that like it showed a little bit more, you know. So it's kind of sad. I know I'll be needing to buy more PS5 controllers in the future because my one PS5 controller probably won't last. Yeah, you gotta, honestly, since I've had my PS5, I've only gone through one controller. Like there was only been one that like just stopped working on me. I think it got controller drift. And bro, I tried to sell it at GameStop. They gave me like $10 for it. I swear, GameStop doesn't give you anything. I think we were talking about GameStop in my last live. They have not been that great. But yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end it with you guys today. Honestly, I thought this was gonna be more substantial, like the state of play. But yeah, like I said, they didn't really give us much. And there hasn't been much news, even though I didn't even stream last week. I looked at the last week's news. It was barely anything. So hopefully they can give us something to talk about next week. Hope you guys come back. I'm always thankful for you guys watching. I've been loving live streaming recently, so we'll definitely be back next week. And I love chatting with you guys. But yeah, so I think that's all I have for you guys. Hope you have a great week. And yeah. Bye, guys.